Welcome back. It is language time. So we are going to be reviewing over some more of our wonderful language. Your test is on Monday, so we need to be prepared for that, knowing everything that we've been learning, especially our dictionary skills and information, all of those things that are helping you to learn how to look things up properly. When you know how to find things in alphabetical order and look things up with the guide words and all of that, it makes so many other things easier. So that's an important thing. So we've been using this little chart to help us to remember the parts of our dictionary that we've been learning and talking about. So what are the words the dictionary tells us about? What are the words that the dictionary tells us about? What are they called? Ooh, come on, guys. They're entry word. Yes, okay, I know. Some of you did get it. They're entry words. The words that we see in a dictionary or in a on a glossary page, those are entry words. These, what are the words that are at the top of each dictionary page that help us to find the entry word? Good. Wait till I finish the whole question though, remember. Those are your guide words. You have 2 guide words at the top of your dictionary page that will help you to find the entry word and see if it's on that page or not. And that's one of the harder parts of what we're doing with our dictionary skills, is deciding, will I find this word on this page? But if you know your words in alphabetical order, remember that's all that you're doing. You're looking to see in alphabetical order, would it make sense that this word would come in between these 2 guide words? So put those guide words in alphabetical order with your word that you're looking for, and that will help you to know if that guide word, if that entry word would be on the page between those 2 guide words. Okay, so remember, like what we did yesterday when we had our copper and corn. And then we said, okay, will cork come in between? Well, we knew that C-O-R-K comes before C-O-R-N. So yes, it would be on that page. Okay, so we put the words in alphabetical order: C-O-P, C-O-R-K, C-O-R-N. And then that might help you to kind of really grasp that understanding. Okay, so guide words. The part of the entry that tells what job the word has in a sentence. What part tells what job the word, right? So when we're looking at our sentences, we need to know, what job does this word have? So for our word ship, we know that it takes on the place of a noun, or it could take on the place of a verb. It could be a verb or a noun in that sentence, in a sentence. What part of the entry tells us how to say the word correctly? The pronunciation. The pronunciation. Good. What part of the entry gives an example of how to use the word? That sample sentence that we would see at the bottom. This part of the entry tells us what the word means. Just your definition, your regular definition. Now, I'm going to read a definition of the word space. So we've been dealing with space and all of that, galaxy, but let's see, okay, what the P space, okay, and that's what I had to do. I'm looking at the guide words. So I'm at Southwester and Spank. Will I find space in there? Well, yeah, because S-P-A-C comes before S-P-A-N. See that? Okay, so anyway, so space. Here is the definitions, sorry. So number 1, unlimited room or place extending in all directions. Then the second definition is limited place or room. Then 3 is distance. 4 is length of time. 5, fix the space or spaces of, divide into spaces. And 6, separate by spaces. So number 1, they gave a sample sentence. Our earth moves through space, unlimited room or place extending in all directions. 2, limited place. This brick will fill a space 2.5 by 4 by 8 inches. Is there space in the car for another person? That's what that limited place or room is talking about. Then distance. The road is bad for a space of 2 miles, for a distance of 2 miles, okay? Equal or length of time, excuse me. He has not seen his brother for the space of 10 years. Sometimes people use it when they're talking about a length of time. Then fix the space or spaces of, divide into spaces, and then separate by spaces. The example sentence is space your words evenly when you write, okay? So, if I'm looking at those definitions, which definition of space would I use in this sentence? Dad filled the space between the boards with insulation. So he filled that limited place or room, just like we said, this brick will fill a space of, of this much, these many inches or whatever. Is there space for another person? So that would be that second definition, limited place or room, or a gap or an opening in between. A space is also known as a gap or an opening. So that's what we're talking about. So many words can have different meanings to them. For you to be able to figure out what they are is going to help expand your vocabulary and everything else. So think that through carefully. Good. Now, today we're going to put names of comets in alphabetical order. We have several different comets. It would be an interesting thing to look up online to see the beautiful pictures that they have. If you do watch a video, just have to be aware because they're going to talk about the millions and billions of years and all of that. But looking them up and seeing them in action is kind of a neat thing. There are comets that come every so many years. Well, one of the comets that we're going to talk about today, the one on the top, Halley's Comet, that comes around, I can't even remember exactly the number, but the next time it is predicted to come back around Earth is in the year 2061. So 2061. You calculate and see how old you'll be at that time. But that's when it's predicted to come around the next time. So let's look. Some comets pass around the Earth every 1,000 years, once every 1,000 years, but others pass more often. A comet is an exciting and beautiful thing to be able to see in the sky, and that's why I said if you find pictures online, those are great things to be able to see. If you do find a video, you can just mute it, I guess, and just watch the video. But, obviously, again, you take it with stride to know that they're going to talk a little bit differently than what we would say. But we've got these words that we're going to put in alphabetical order, these comets. So we have to look at the first letter in each word to see which one comes first. So we've got Halley's, Eclipse Comet, Lexel's Comet, McNaught Comet, and Hyakutake Comet. Whew. So if you need to, like I said, underline that first letter and then go down your alphabet. A, B, C, D, E. There we go. E. That's our very first one because there was no A, no B, no C, no D. E would be our first one, Eclipse Comet. So then F, G, H. Oh, H. Oh, but wait, there's another H. Oh, so because there are two H's, we need to go to the second letter. So we're going to look at the second letter, and when we start to do our new letter, what do? Go all the way back to the beginning of our alphabet whenever we get to that new letter. So we start with A, and then we already have our answer because H-A is going to come before H-Y, which is way at the other end. So Halley's comes before Hyakutake. Okay, so the Hyakutake Comet is after Halley's Comet, H-A before H-Y. Then H-I-J-K-L, Lexel's, L comes next. M-N-O, M, McNaught is our last one, okay? So just go down your alphabet, and then when you find letters that happen to be the same, go to the second letter and start at the beginning of your alphabet and say your alphabet again. If the second letters are the same, then you go to the third letter and you start at the very beginning of our alphabet again and go through. So think through carefully. I know you know how to do those. So now you're going to turn in your language books to page 174. So you're going to be working on pages 174 and 175 today. So remember A, the entries in a dictionary are in alphabetical order. Number each group of words in alphabetical order. So they give you section number 1, number 2, number 3. Look at each of those words going down and write them in alphabetical order 1 through 5. Okay, look carefully at those. Should be an easy section to be able to finish. Okay, think B, mark the circle beside the set of guide words that each entry word would come between. So they give you the entry word inflate, and then they ask you, is it going to be between infield and inform, inhale and island, illustrate and imitate? So you're going to sit and you're going to look and try to put that word in alphabetical order with the words that are there, the 2 guide words. And if it fits in between those 2 guide words, then you know it's going to be on that page. So you have that with inflate, with picture, with elementary, and servant. So take those words, put them alphabetically, or, if you understand it well enough to look and think, oh yeah, this is where it goes. If you don't need to write it out, that's fine. But whatever you can do to make sure you know exactly which 2 guide words that word would come in between. Then think C, you're going to look up the words in a dictionary, write the first definition given. So again, if you need to use your Google and all of that, that's fine. But make sure to understand how to write that first definition that's there very carefully. Then you're going to turn over to page 175. Because this is now your review, because your test, like we said, is over everything that we've kind of gone over all year long. So keep those in your mind. Use proofreader's marks to mark corrections in spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. And it gives you the proofreader's marks. So do your little delete if you need to. Do your SP if something's spelled wrong. Your LC if it needs to be lowercase. Hold on. Excuse me. Thank you for waiting for me. Put your insert marks. If you insert a punctuation, a word, any of that, you put your insert marks. And then underline 3 times for capitalization. You know how to do that. Remember B, fill in each blank with the correct form of the word in parentheses. So they give you the word, read carefully. Some of them need to be made plural. Others are fine just the way they are. So make sure that you are reading the sentence carefully, seeing what it might need to be plural, what could stay the same, however it's supposed to go. So work carefully on both of those pages. Like I said, that's going to be a huge help and review for your test, which is coming up on Monday. So be prepared for that. And do well on this page. Make me proud. You always do. And I will see you soon.